G'day mates, and welcome back to Empires of the Undergrowth, this beautiful little SimAnt game. We're continuing off where we were at the end of the last episode. Small stockpile of food, a couple of lands down here. We've got here 26 workers, currently no soldiers, split into, of course, two groups here. These guys, I think, can probably go on to a full-time home duty now, maintaining all the lava. Not that they'll degrade or anything if they're not being tended, but as guys die in future, we will need to replace them, as well as digging tunnels and whatnot. Today we're going to be heading into the next challenge, Subjugation, this one here. And of course, there has been an update since the last time I recorded, so a few minor graphical changes. They've made these look more like missions and buttons. Apparently people were missing that this was an actual mission, and so they were trying to go up, and things have changed around. The underground light level has been, finger quote, subtly improved. It's definitely more than subtle. They've put these little lights in, I think. And overall it is generally a lot brighter, which is pretty good because now I don't have to mouse over things to actually see what's going on. And yeah, I think generally the game is on track, making sort of little quality of life improvements. But either way, let's dive right into Subjugation. We're going to do a medium difficulty yet again, and you'll see we're gaining a fairly significant amount here. Let's compare that, of course, to this one here. So if I do medium again, I only gain 500 food and a small amount because I'm repeating, and it's exactly the same. The different difficulty levels are not considered a new mode. What is considered a new mode is going in and doing the challenge, which is effectively brand new again. Now there's a few additional things that pop in, but we won't go into that just yet. I may do that in another later video. But today we're going to do medium. First time bonus, we can't do the challenge because it's our first time. Let's dive on into the level and see what they're offering us. Is there a voiceover?
This Formica Fusca Black Ant Queen has given birth to her first brood. While the workers established their new territory in the earth, above ground, a nearby colony of Formica Sanguinea slave maker ants are on the lookout for would-be victims. These ants specialize in stealing larvae from neighboring nests and raising them as their own. If the black ant colony isn't prepared for the inevitable incursion, they may be wiped out entirely.
Okay, so there's going to be what sounds like little invasions coming to come and steal our lava. So we're going to need to build up and prepare.
Formica Sanguinea are not the only danger for the fledgling colony. There is something even more sinister nearby, lurking in the darkness.
Yes, very sinister. So there's going to be something out here. We don't know exactly what these are. They're probably going to be more little grubs like before, or could they be something else? Looks like a fair bit of debris and stuff scattered along here, so could be a bit of a problem if we're not careful. We need to be very, very careful, and it looks like they are surrounding us on nearly all sides. So we're going to have to build up a bit of a force before we expand further, and unfortunately there are only food sources. So it looks like we're going to have to actually go on the attack. Food stores are full. Let's just plop down a couple more here. I don't want to spend too much food on. Putting down food storage because we are very limited before we need to head into battle. So to that end, I think what I'm going to do is just start throwing immediately down a couple of soldiers. Now they're expensive. We can only get 1, 2, 3 of them so far. We'll get a fourth one shortly if these guys ever manage to actually pick up the food here. So what we're going to need, okay, there's a couple of lava being put down. We'll get a few more. We'll get 1, 2 more. Can I get, yeah, a third one as well. I need to leave enough for them to spawn, so if I placed another one down when we just had 50, that wouldn't be sufficient. I don't know if you guys can hear the kookaburras in the background. They're a little bit noisy today. There's a whole bunch of birds and stuff running around. We've had a whole bunch of rain, which has sort of prevented me from recording lately because I have a tin roof. Probably get 1 more down, and that'll be enough to spawn some replacements as required. You guys can go back here, and you now can be my number 1 team. So the number 1 team, they're going to need to charge in and fight whatever it is down here. I wonder if we can actually take the food here without tapping into whatever's down the bottom here. Let's see if we can do that or not. We probably will break in. I suspect they're going to come in and ambush us, but we'll see what happens. We need to bring these guys down. Looks like we didn't. We're going to break here. No, we didn't break in. Excellent. So I can get another little nest down here as well. Probably additional workers, or maybe even another squad of soldiers, depending on how our food goes. Either way, we're going to build up here. We're going to charge. Actually, that's stones. We're going to have to go in over here. This could be interesting. Let's go and break through now. We've got food for replacements. If we lose anything, we'll head and dive right on in and see what we encounter. Woohoo! Spiders.
Sigestria florentina, a funnel web spider. She is large, fast, and equipped with a deep, powerful bite. Her lair is carpeted by sheets of silk woven between tripwires that radiate out from the entrance. She can detect even the slightest vibrations with her sensitive legs. Any ant that strays too close will be snapped away in the blink of an eye.
Well, there you go. They wiped out our entire force down here because they were focused on food and were too busy picking this stuff up to go up and attack. Now that we've got all the guys built in here, we'll charge in yet again, and hopefully the workers will take some casualties, and we can...
By working together, the ants have overwhelmed one of the funnel web spiders. She won't be causing any more trouble for the colony. Her sisters, however, still present a problem.
So it's a one-hit kill for whichever ant they take. But if they take a worker, that is not impacting our military too much. Although it looks like our workers have actually taken some heavy casualties. Either way, we've beaten this. We can now start harvesting the food in this area. And I think we would have made profit, because these things are worth 45 each. Actually, no, they're worth 60 each.
A Sanguinius scout has sensed the presence of the black ants. A raid on the colony is now inevitable. The question remains as to whether they will merely pillage a generation of young, or wipe out the colony entirely. In the end, it will come down to the tenacity of the defending ants.
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but there was one guy who's... See that red circle there? They've taken one of the larvae underneath the queen and run off with it and exited the map. I can't... If I press tab, I don't go to the surface. There is no surface here. So if they take it, there's like... It's almost like a timer. It's like a clock slowly ticking around. You'll see it gradually moving down. I cannot spawn anything else there in the current when it's been theft, when it's been stolen away. So we do need to be very, very careful, because if they come in a raid and take half or most of our guys, we will be ill prepared to take on the next one. So let's see if we can build up a bit of a force here and take them down. I'm going to need to prepare them up here to defend from the surface. And at the moment, I wonder if we're going to get a countdown timer or not. Normally you get a little bit of a countdown. But our goals of this mission are to effectively build up a very large population. Now there is limited food here. There's not an unlimited amount of food, so losing too many guys will mean that I have become into an unwinnable situation. Also, leveling them up counts as building one of them, so you don't have to be worried. Leveling these guys up will... So I leveled up 2 there, I think, or 2 or 3. So the soldiers should go down... There you go, down 2. No, go down 3. There we go, I did level up 3 of them. So that's pretty good there. That'll give us enough to tick off. So either way, the same cost. We have to spend whatever 45 by 50 is, and 40, and it must be 50. So 43 remaining by 20 for them. So upgrade or build new ones, doesn't matter. So it doesn't appear to be raiding us, so I'm going to keep expanding. I'm going to send... Nope, they are raiding us now. Okay. Speak of the devil. So we're going to send all of our forces out here. Now, we're going to need to try to intercept them. We're not going to worry about food. We're just going to battle. Oh, hit my knee. We're just going to battle. And now what they'll do is they'll try to charge down here and steal some of the lava. Some of the guys will battle us, but some of them will just run right past us. So we need to have enough ants around here to defend our lava. What I'm thinking I'll actually do is send these guys over here.
The raiding party has arrived. The slave makers will head straight for the brood chambers. They must be stopped. The raiding party is left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood. The Fuska colony must replenish quickly if they are to survive the next assault.
Okay, that didn't go very well at all. There are only a couple of them, and already 2 of them snuck by and took a large portion of our reserves. So we're going to send you down there, and we're actually going to send you guys down here to harvest food. We need to get as much food as we can to keep building up as quick as we can. These guys make 60 total. They can only be harvested by 1 ant at a time, which means 120 for that, and we did make some profit even though we did lose a couple of ants. Remember, each soldier is 5, and each worker is, I believe, 2. So that's not really a concern. I think what we'll do is we'll charge down this way, because that's regular food, as well as all this debris food here as well. So I think I can build myself a nice little path this way.
There are intruders in the nest.
Ooh, okay, we're a long way to walk this time. Again, don't hunt food, just go down and kill them. There's only 7 of them left alive, 6 of them, another one's coming, and we've managed to beat it back. So with that, we can now start harvesting for food. Okay, I'm probably going to cut off and do a bit of a speed up, as I did in the last episode, until the next event happens.
This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers.
The Sanguinia colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest.
Alrighty, in hindsight, this was probably not the best location.
The raiding party has left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood.
I'd say it's probably close to 5%.
The danger may be gone for now, but this truce is merely a formality. The Sanguinia are already planning their next onslaught.
Yes, they are. So we did lose a little bit there. I suspect I'm going to need to build up this second force and have them guarding just here. They seem to be going for this close one quite a lot. I was worried they would attack the queen a lot more, but I think having one force up here to battle the guys who come in, and then another force over there to target the guys who try to run by, will be the way to go about it. We're going to need enough food. I'll just throw down a couple more. It's a squad of 7 at least. And with that, I think we're going to need to expand further. If I dig down, I suspect it'll be all connected. So let's go in here, cut over, and go straight down, try and take out that spider.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. There are intruders in the nest.
Alrighty, I wasn't paying attention to the countdown timer. We've got a massive attack coming in now. And we are ill positioned to fight them off. So we've lost 2 there at least, but I think we've recovered the larva. You see it went red and then they... Yes, it looks like we recovered all the larvae.
The raiding party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe. For now.
So there you go. I thought we were going to get completely ambushed there, but we did manage to somehow actually hold them off, which is great news. With that, we can send these guys down to start harvesting food, and these guys can continue actually going down there. I'm going to need to build a new colony of workers. I think I will. I think I'll place them down here.
There are intruders in the nest. The Sanguinia colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest.
The raiding party has left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood. The queen must lay quickly to return the colony to its former strength.
Okay, so it looks like a lot of them got through. We did manage to actually catch though. Catch quite a few of them. So we've recovered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 larvae. We only lost 4 by the looks of things. I am going to need to defend. I think I'm actually going to need to defend more in depth further down here. So I'm going to put some guys here and some guys down on the queen, because what seems to be happening is all of our ants are charging and attacking the few guys who are fighting, and then the other guys, as they're running back out, we don't get enough time to actually fight them up here before they snip into an exit. So I think that may be the right way of doing it. Either way, we need to start gathering all this food, because we've got a fair bit of it. So fewer expansions. I'm actually going to send you guys down here, and you guys can start cutting through all this food over here. And probably, I think we'll be better suited having these guys over there as well. Still need a couple of them to look after, and that we can use them to actually upgrade our nest with everything.
This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers. The Sanguinian colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest.
The raiding party has left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood. It is only a matter of time before they return.
So it looks like at this point that we are managing to stem the tide a little bit. They're only taking 10% each time. I've been as high as 20 or 30% in the previous time I played, so I did get absolutely ravaged, but we're still, I don't think we've got enough numbers to stop them. So I really do need to start throwing down a lot more dudes a lot quicker. So to that end, I'm thinking of getting some pure numbers, which will involve a lot more workers. So I'll throw, once we eventually get the food, and throw down a big bit. You guys are going to charge up there and do some killing, because it looks like some of you are already running in and being killed like idiots. Somehow we managed to actually win that. That's brilliant.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
Indeed, the colony is starving simply because we can't replace the things we've got here. So the actual larvae can't hatch, but they will be able to hatch now, and we'll build up again to our maximum population when our larvae eventually get recovered. Okay, what I'm trying this time is I'm going to send all the workers up here to be the meat shield up the front. We've got a whole big meat shield that'll take care of all the fighters, and then our soldiers down here should be able to take out any of the guys who try to slip by.
The Sanguinia colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest.
The raiding party has left, and with them they've taken 10% of the black ant brood. The danger may be gone for now, but this truce is merely a formality. The Sanguinian are already planning their next onslaught.
Well, it didn't go quite as well as I would have hoped, although it was better than before. I still don't know the most efficient way of doing this. If anyone's got any pointers, by all means drop them in the comments. But we did only lose, looks like 3 guys total. Looks like a bunch more were stolen, but the eggs will be laid down eventually once the queen manages to get herself going. To that end, we're going to need to just keep building and keep upgrading. We need more numbers and more expansions. We can't quite get the perfect shape in here because of all the rocks around here, but we'll do the best we can. We'll get in what we've got. Next raid is not here just yet. I'm thinking a couple of upgrades might be called for here. That'll allow me to, hopefully if I've got the cash for it, start doing more damage per ant. And with that, what will actually allow us to do is to kill off the guys running fast. If we can only get like a couple of them surrounding at a time. Hopefully. We'll see how that goes anyway. By getting a level 3 guy, I think that'll be very, very cost effective. We still need only a few more soldiers actually, so I think at this point we might even be able to just rush onwards to victory.
The slave makers are back. They can sense larvae, and they want their share.
Okay, a couple of them are broken through. I think we can hold them back though. The numbers are getting greater and greater. It's a bit of a struggle actually. No, we haven't lost too many guys. Can we kill them off before they escape? That's the question. Yes, we've got him and, or her. Actually, all ants are female, except for...
The raiding party has left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood.
There you go. All ants are
The queen
female.
must lay quickly
please
to
stop
return
talking.
the colony to its former
It's
strength.
repeating yourself over and over again now. So, as I was saying, all ants are female, except for a couple of males. They're the ones that typically have wings during mating season. They're spawned. They're effectively useless in most stages. They just got a couple of life cycles that can be useful. Actually, no, they've only got the mating life cycle, and the rest of it, they are effectively just drones. They just don't. They're never born, and they're killed off, I believe, if they do accidentally hatch. I'm sure someone can correct me if they know more about ants. Either way, we only need a couple more soldiers. So I'm going to upgrade. Can I get another level 2? Sorry, another level 3. A level 2 there, and that'll allow me to get the remainders to level 3. If we eventually get them done here. There we go, level 3 there, 3 there, 3 there. Eventually. And then this will become a level 3 as well. There we go. So we've got a fair bit of level 3s there. I think that's all we're going to need in terms of soldiers. So from here on out, it's going to be workers only. So let's move you guys back here. We'll upgrade to a big boost through here. Oh, actually, we need one more soldier. Let's throw the level 3 soldier rather than another level 2. And then we'll smash out the raids coming. I think what we'll do is we'll wait a little bit longer. We've got more than enough food, so I'm guaranteed to win this. At this point, all I need to do is minimize damage from raids. So we got those soldiers up the front there. This bigger army down here. And I'm going to put these guys up in the corner here. I'm going to bring you down slightly. So that should hopefully do it. So we can protect up here. I probably should have put that there and put them all back here behind the queen. Would have been a smarter idea early on, but I thought that would have slowed them down.
The slave makers are back. They can sense larvae, and they want their share.
Okay, so we're managing to hold them off so far. Our soldiers up here are being decimated. They're being killed off quite quickly, but they're buying time for this main army, which just wants to kill stuff, to stay back here. Looks like that was a terrible idea though. Should have put the bigger army up top, because we're being driven right back. How many have we lost? Ooh, quite a bit. Quite a bit. Lost almost all of our level 3 soldiers here, which is a big problem. Wow, that was devastating.
The raiding party is left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood.
Thankfully, still only 10%.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
Okay, we need food. That's
it is only a matter of time before they return. Okay,
let's see what we can do to take out and get a bit more food. I've got enough ants here, so we'll charge in and we'll go west into this bit here and charge up that way. So once we have enough food, we can hopefully replenish our losses, and we need 19 additional workers only.
There are intruders in the nest.
Not that much, and please don't hunt for food. I want you to just kill things. Okay, he's half or third of the way dead, halfway, and we've got him now. Excellent. So you guys hunt for food, and with that we'll be able to hopefully level up our remaining workers, which will also make them more effective. I think they move slightly faster. They do additional work quicker, so upgrading tiles is done a lot quicker and things like that. You guys are ready. Let's move you down here and continue expanding out. Oh, that's actually really good. These guys we can kill easily. I still want you to stop hunting food because there's going to be another raid coming very shortly. So we need to get the upgrades done, which we're not going to actually get in time before this raid happens. Okay, this probably was a bad time to push out. So we're going to need to come back here. We're going to need you guys to... I'll just leave you down here by the queen. Maybe you can just distract a few guys. But we're going to have the main body of the ants sitting around here. And just in time for the raid. See what happens.
There is no respite from the culling. The sanguinial will subjugate or exterminate.
Okay, they've broken through, we've managed to regain 2 of them. 3 of them, 4 of them, we've recovered them all, that's brilliant. We're going to lose a couple of our workers though, and some of our lower level soldiers down here have managed to break through. We've killed off a couple of them. So far we've lost 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think we're going to recover a couple more. We've got 1 more. So
the raiding party is left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood.
Yeah, we lost 7 ants.
The danger may be gone for now, but this truce is merely a formality. The Sanguini are already planning their next onslaught.
Yeah, so we didn't lose that many overall, which is not too bad, considering. Now, the attacks are getting bigger and bigger, as you can see, and it's reaching the point now that they're beginning to not quite outnumber us, but certainly come close. So we need to get ticking along as quick as we can. We need as much food here collected, and then we'll be able to... Oh, it's like... Oh, those bugs again. That's brilliant. They're good food. 40, so we can get quite a few ants off that, probably even a few upgrades. With that, that'll allow us to effectively, I think, level up the remaining workers that we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. That'll be enough of them. I'll probably do a couple of soldiers as well, just in case something bad happens. Now this might be a bit risky because there could be another raid very shortly, but we'll see if we can just get in here and grab a bit more food.
There are intruders in the nest.
Yep, they're coming. Hopefully we can hatch in time. I don't want you to hunt food. I want you to just kill this thing as quick as you can. Ooh, survive the final wave. This looks like what we're going to have to do. I wonder if this is the final wave or not.
Predators are loose in the nest.
Okay, let's take as much food as we can.
Protected.
I may have stuffed this up quite badly. Let's fall back here. So I'll take one load of food and then they'll fall back. Looks like we're losing a couple of ants down there, but what we need to do now is actually stop these guys up here.
The Sanguinia colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest.
Alrighty, this is it. This is the big challenge. I think this is the final wave, unless, of course, that raid had already started, and then they can have a final wave after that. I'm not sure. Either way, they're ravaging us. My god, I don't know if we can stop them. We've lost most of our workers, most of our soldiers up there. We've recovered most of these so far. There's just one missing. Looks like we've recovered all our workers, although they have stolen the lava and got part way up. They haven't managed to take them all yet. We've lost a few, but I think we are winning this one gradually. Those guys haven't come up any further. That's spectacular. That's awesome. Now, it means we won't get that food, unfortunately.
Once again, the slave makers return to their nest with new black ant larvae to raise as their own. The raids will continue, but this Formica fusca colony has proved its capacity to endure and grow. Eventually, they will surpass their parasitic overseers, and the continued raids of the slave makers will reduce to nothing more than a mere inconvenience for the great Black Ant Empire.
And there you go, victory at last. So we didn't lose out the fair bit of food on the west where that spider was just eating it all, but in the end it didn't really matter. There was more than sufficient left on the map. I could probably even handle that at a higher difficulty, quite possibly, although we were struggling a little bit. I don't think I was the most efficient I could have been. I've certainly played that better in previous missions, but I think overall we did fairly well. Did try out a few different things with regards to defense. I still haven't figured out the best way of doing it. I think having a line of a couple of soldiers up the top just to absorb all the what do you call them? The guys. So half the guys that come in want to actually fight you, and then half of them just want to run right past you and only pick up stuff and then escape with it as quick as they can. So what I think I should have done was probably put all my dudes down the very bottom, all my nesting stuff. Excuse me, all my nesting stuff right down the bottom here, and not even bothered with this one up here especially. But even that one down there was probably a little bit further up, although if I didn't have to defend that, I could probably done a lot better, because we didn't take typically too many losses from here. The majority were coming from our level 3 guys up there, which was most unfortunate. Either way, I think what we're going to want is, I mean, more food is always good. Territory is, for me at least, totally useless, unless you make it like a long, spindly line. I think extra royal jelly really is just the best min-maxing thing to go for. We'll see how we go. Good score, decent time bonus, although again, I know I did have control of it. I know there's some missions where you don't have control of the time that they finish, and this one was just up to me. But
how is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Yes, colony is beginning to adapt. He will say that after every single mission. But let's have a look at what adapting we can do. So this now, we can buy the soldier ants. We're going to purchase them, and I think we're going to put them to good use. First though, we need to find the food, which is over here. You don't need to be around, but you can go out here and start gathering food. And you'll see now there are a high level sort of bug around here. These guys have dropped on as opposed to the little worm larva that we had before. But either way, this will provide us with enough food, I think, to actually set up a decent base. I'd like to get some roads along here at a later date, and I think what we'll do is put in a good army base down here. That should be deep enough, and then I can expand that as required. Actually, what I'll do is I'll make this full size immediately. Yeah, that's perfect size, and that'll allow me to, that's the amount of soldiers I'm going to work up for this particular group, and then I can make an additional group later. In my earlier game, I did make a huge, massive soldier thing, but I think having the utility of being able to split them up is far better. Either way, I'll cut back once I've harvested all the food and built up what I want. Alrighty, welcome back. So, what's happened is I've built everything up. I've got myself a nice big fort down here. I've actually upgraded. I did decide not to do it on camera, but spent, was it 15 and 20? So 35 of my remaining royal jelly to upgrade these guys to level 3. And I've gone through and upgraded sort of as many of them as I could afford. So level 3 on the inside, level 2s around that, and a couple of level 2s working my way around. I've also thrown in a road and upgraded it most of the way. Knocking out this wall here, I could make these all level 3. And a couple there, but unfortunately it does need to be 3 wide in order to start building it all the way up. And it would actually need to be, what's that? So these 3, so 3 wide would handle it, I think. Either way, what I have noticed is this down here, I can now actually upgrade this one there, assuming I had enough cash. If you add these up, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, they don't actually add up, and there are no other arrows coming in. What is happening, whether it's by design or as a bug, this one here is a level 2 road, and it is actually contributing 2 points into here, which is great to know because it does mean I can actually level that one up here by having a road, even without doing the old trick of building a 1 extra and then deleting it. So that's very, very good to know. It does mean that this one here will also eventually be able to level up without having to place down an additional 50 food. So, good to know, and possibly a bug. I'm sure the developers will get onto that at some point, or it may actually be working as intended and encourage you to have roads all the way through, although I don't know why then it doesn't put the arrows to actually show me that the points are there. It could be a display bug. Either way, that's the end of the episode. I'm going to have to, I need a lot more ants and a lot more food, so I'm going to have to actually go through and replay these before we head on to the Formicarium challenge. 50 used to be the old limit, but they did in the latest patch a few days ago bump that up to 100. Now I have managed to beat it on 50, but I did fail once or twice the first time because I really wasn't aware of what I was doing, so I didn't plan properly. I could probably handle it on 50 this time. In fact, I may do that. I think I'm going to give it a shot. Next episode, we're going to give the Formicarium challenge number 1 a shot. What I was going to do was repeat these in between episodes to level up a bit, but we'll give it a shot at 50 or at 45, and if we fail, then we fail, and we'll redo it at a later date. Then I'll buff up and we'll reattempt it. So next episode we're gonna have a bit of a challenge. We'll see how we go. I've been Blxz. This has been Empires of the Undergrowth. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button if you do enjoy this old SimAnt style content. And as always, guys, I will see you next time.